guys, welcome back to our channel IELTS Winner. Hope you all are doing fine and staying safe. So today I'm going to tell you about writing task 1 of academic IELTS, and that is how to write a line chart. So we are going to see what paragraphs we need to include and how we can segregate the sentences to write 2 body paragraphs. If you are new to our channel, do subscribe, like and share. And if you are already a member, do not forget to subscribe to one of our other channels, that is IELTS Practice World, where we give you the self-preparation questions with samples as well as timing so that you can prepare well. So let's start our today's lesson. So the questions may look like this. Okay, so you will be given a question prompt. You are given a question prompt which will say the line graph below, and then there will be something that comparison. Okay, so like the line graph below provides information about the income of 4 restaurants in a city. Okay, so they are giving what the chart is about and what year it is. You have to summarize the information. Summarize the information means whatever the main thing, whatever the main idea is, you need to write that in your answer. If it says summarize and compare, then you will have 2 line charts like this. You will have one more line chart, and then you need to compare both of them. So if in 2010 the first line chart shows this, however in 2012 maybe the other chart represents 2012, so you have to compare that with this one. So it is very easy. Do not confuse that it is very difficult. I have to cover everything. The basic thing that you must know is that you mustn't cover everything that has been given in the chart. Okay, you are not going to cover everything that is given. You have to summarize the best thing, the most important things. Okay, you have to summarize the most important things. That means whatever is the best and what is the highest and what is the lowest, you need to cover that part. Okay, so let's see how we should do that. So first thing is that when you are giving so many, here you can see there are 4 lines. There are the whole year, that is the months are given. So the x-axis has all the months, the y-axis has some percentage and all. Okay, and these are the lines, that is the information, the main information. So you must first give 1 minute to look at the chart to see what are the informations given and how you can segregate. So we will learn how we should segregate all these things. So this is the basic structure for your line chart. Okay, first you have to write introduction paragraph. That will be of about 2 lines maximum. Overall paragraph where you are not going to include any data, okay, the numbers or the percentage vocab like 2/3, half, more than half, 67%, 87%. No data or number should be included in your overall. In your overall, you are just going to put the highest and the lowest. So this again should be 2 lines. Body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2, you need to segregate according to the information. If there are only 2 to 3 lines, then you will have shorter ones. You have to segregate. If you have 2 comparative charts, that is 2 line charts, then you can write about 1 chart in body para 1 and 1 chart in body para 2. So maximum 5 lines each will be more than enough. Okay, so this is how. So maximum 5, 10, 14. Okay, 14 statements with good phrases, lexical resources is more than enough for your writing task 1 line chart. Do not get very lengthy because you have to write just 150 words. You must be very clear that I am not writing everything that I see in the chart. You need not write each and everything given in the chart. You will just write the most important ones. If you feel that you are getting short of 150 words, then you can go and write about everything. Okay, so only when it is necessary, write everything. If you think that 150 to 180 words, so maximum 150 to 175 or 180 is more than enough for your writing task 1. So if you feel that you have written that much, just stop it. No need to go for further thing. Now let's see one by one how to write introduction, overall, and body. If you want to get the template of this line chart, you can just go on our channel on essay templates and you will find the template of how to write this structure. Okay, for the line chart, the template you can follow, just include the datas and your own vocabularies and you can read it. Okay, so you will get a clear idea after watching this video. Just look at that template and you will have a clear idea on what I'm saying and how you can relate it. So first thing is introduction. So how to write introduction? Introduction is nothing but you are just going to paraphrase the question in your own words by giving synonyms or making it into passive voice. Okay, so if you look here, the question says, the line graph below provide information about the incomes of 4 restaurants in a city in 2010. So first, just get an idea of what synonyms can I use. So what are the words that can use synonyms? So if we look here in the question, we can get synonym for line graph, we can give synonym for provide information, we can get synonym for income of 4 restaurants in a city. Of course, we cannot get for 2010. Okay, so these are the words for which you need to find out your synonyms. Whenever you write your introduction, it is nothing but the paraphrased version of the question. You just have to paraphrase the question and your introduction paragraph of 2 lines will be ready to go. So you don't have to write much time. So first paraphrase the question and next one extra line is write the calculation unit. So if you look the diagram here, the y-axis or x-axis, mostly the y-axis will have some unit. That is, here you can say it is $1,000. Okay, some will have kilograms, millions, or percentage, something like that. So you can just write one line you can include in your introduction about the calibration, the calculation unit that has been used in the line chart. So now what can be the synonyms for a line graph? We can say straight line. Okay, straight line graph. Okay, we have to give graph, so we can write chart. If it was given chart, we can write graph. And straight line or mixed line chart. Okay, so you can write some of the synonyms. Try to give a slight variation. Because we don't have exact synonym for line graph, we are using some different words to name the same thing. Because we have number of lines here, that is why we are writing mixed line chart, or straight line chart, or fluctuating line chart, something like that. Provides, okay, provides, gives, presents, illustrates. So all these kind of words you can use for provides or gives. Information, you can write information, you can write elucidates, the count of, okay, measurement of. All these kind of words you can use in terms of information. About the income of 4 restaurants, income, you can say the profit or earnings. Okay, profit or earning. 4 restaurants, restaurants, eatery, eat out, dining. So all these kind of synonyms you must use for the question. So the main idea is that you look at the question and get the synonyms for all the words that you can find out, whether it is your noun, your adjective, or your pronouns. So get the synonym and then write that in your introduction paragraph, and then include one line about the calibration. So here the calibration will be in $1,000 and hence your introduction is ready. So just 2 lines and introduction is ready. So what you have to do, first you have to paraphrase the question and just write one line which says what the unit is of the calculation. Next, moving to overall. As introduction had 2 lines, overall will also have 2 lines only. The first line with good. Always start the paragraph with phrase. I have seen many of you starting with overall. That's it. I would recommend not to write overall. Write at a quick glance, or you can write at an overall perspective, at an brief look, something like this. Write phrase instead of writing overall, this is highest, that is lowest. Write phrase which not only gives you word count but also shows you good cohesive linker devices knowledge. So always start your paragraphs with phrases. So after starting your overall paragraph with one of these phrases, you will write the highest, the most striking feature of the chart. So whichever you feel is the highest or the most striking feature, you need to write that. Okay, so here when you look at the question, the income, what do you think is the most striking feature that you can find out? So when we look here, we can find which is the highest, so this point looks to be the highest one. So when you look at it, it is above 180, below 200, and this accounts for evening paradise, okay, in the month of December. Okay, so now you have got your highest point. So what you can start? At an overall glance, it is evident that evening paradise income was at the peak in the end of the year, whereas. Now we'll go for the next line. Instead of writing simple lines, that is that evening paradise was highest at the end of December, full stop, also that was lowest. So you are writing two statements separately. Instead of writing two statements separately, what you can do is you can make it a complex sentence by using words like whereas, while, on the contrary. Okay, so when you use these kind of words after writing your first one, it gives a complex statement and boosts your grammar structure band. So I would suggest when you are writing, don't write the highest one in one line, lowest one in another line. Write it in a complex way or in a compound way by using subordinators and conjunctions. So when you write the highest one, now go for the lowest one. Which can you see the lowest or the drastic change? So if you look here, this one has a major change because it started at 160 but it ending just around half, that is 50. So it had a major drop. So you can say it is evident that evening paradise was at the peak at the end of the year, while this one is spicy fortune, while spicy fortune went through a nosedive at the same period of time, something like that. Okay, so now I'm saying this one saw a very good hike, it saw a peak, whereas this one saw a nosedive, that is it took a dip, it declined drastically. So instead of saying it increased dramatically, it decreased dramatically, instead of saying increase and decrease, use synonyms for increase and decrease. Like for increase you can use surged, rocketed, peaked, hiked. For a decline you can say dipped, took a nosedive, or you can say plummeted. So all these kind of words you should use instead of the same one, increase and decrease. So now my one line is very clear, that has shown that which is highest and which is lowest. Because I wrote a complex sentence, now I have only one statement. So my second statement will be something that remained constant maybe, or which were fluctuating, because in line diagram you will always have some line that will fluctuate throughout, means remain constant or will see only a slight difference. So here this green and red one have seen only slight difference. Among two, green one is the one that is mostly the constant one. So I would say, on the other hand, Grand Fiesta kept constant for a long time and slow a slight fluctuation throughout the time. Or you can take the red one and say, no, red one is already done, so blue one. So you can say, where on the other hand, delicacy kept fluctuating throughout before taking a hike at the end. So like this, you need to take two statements in your overall paragraph. As you can see, I have not used any number. I have not used half or something. I have just said which is highest, which is lowest, or which remained fluctuated or constant. So this is how you should write your overall paragraph. You should not include any data. Moving on to body paragraph. Now you need to go into deep comparison of the data, that is dollar. So when it was what. Now here also you need not write January, February, March, April, May, June. All the 12 months you need not write. Okay, you can write only for the month that you see major difference. Whenever you see the x-axis, it is not necessary that you have to cover everything, every month or every year that is been given. Instead of January, February, if it was 2010, 11, 12, 13 till 20, it's not necessary that you cover all the areas and make it a 250-word essay. No, only the one that saw a great change, okay, or which were turning point in the graph, only that you need to take calculation for. Okay, so only that you feel was a major change or that changed the way it was moving, only that you will take care of. So now for segregation. So how can you segregate it into two body paragraph? There are two ways in which you can do. One is according to x or y axis. So if you are going for the year, you can say at this beginning of the year, delicacy was this, evening paradise was this, whereas grand fiesta and spicy fortune was like this. So according to year you can go. So according to x axis you can move. That is one way. So when you are going for the year, the x axis, divide x axis into half. So first half of x-axis you will write in body paragraph 1 and second half of x-axis you will write in body paragraph 2. This is method 1 according to x-axis. Now method 2 is according to the area, the specific factors given in that. So line chart represents something. These lines are given because of something. So that factors, according to the factors you can divide your line chart. So here here we have 4. So first 2 you can write in body paragraph 1 and last 2 you can write in body paragraph 2. So this is another method. According to the factors, according to the coloring or according to the data that has been given, based on which we are going to calculate that numbers, that names, you have to segregate according to it. So you can segregate your body paragraphs in any one way, either x-axis or according to the data, the factors given for accumulation. Whichever you take, do not go for writing each and everything in detail. You have to just write the main things that are needed there. Okay, so how can we do that? So here, as you can see that we have 12 months. We are not going to write all the 12 months, right? So first we will take, always start your body paragraph 1 with the highest one, okay, with the highest one, and in body paragraph 2 write the lowest ones. It becomes very easy to distinguish highest and lowest. So that is why I always say my students to go for BP1, highest or most significant, okay, highest or most striking feature, that is which is most important. And in BP2 go for the least important and lowest. Even you can include the fluctuated one or not so important one here in BP2. So BP1, which one saw the highest thing, the drastic scene? So here evening paradise, which started at around a half, went up, kept on hiking till July before taking a dip, but finally ending at the peak of 185, something like that. Okay, so I will say everything in one line. I will not write that it started at half, then went on to go for 100. Moreover, it took a dip to in September to 40, then again rose up to 185. I'll not write 2 or 3 lines about one data itself. I'll write complex sentence. So I will finish it in one line by using good adjective, that is comparative adjectives. How we can write that? Start your BP again with phrase. So we'll say to take a deep look in the chart or to elucidate the chart. Evening paradise stood at half in the starting of the year, which kept on increasing steadily till July before taking a dip in September and then again resting at 185, which was the highest peak at the end of the year 2010 or at the end of December. So I will say this, that it kept on increasing, constantly went up to 100 before declining. Okay, so it went up and then then took a dip in September but ended at highest peak at the end, or took a or rocketed continuously to reach 185 at the end of the year, something like that. So you're getting my point, that you have to complete that one line in this whole line in one complex statement only. Do not write 2 3 simple ones, just finish it. After writing the most highest one, go for the second one, second striking or second highest one. So second highest, you can see here drastic change. You can see here for, I would say, delicacy, because it started at 20 but ended at 120. So now I will write, moving further, delicacy, which started at minimum quarter, kept on fluctuating till November but took a steep rise at the end of December to reach 120. Okay, so it kept on fluctuating till certain point but suddenly took a steep hike. Okay, it suddenly took a steep hike to reach some point. So again in one line I have completed. So approximately I have written 4 lines in a complex way. I managed this, I managed this. So now my BP1 is done. Now I will move to BP2 and I will start with the one that saw the lowest, okay, or ended in the lowest way. So here we are going to see this one, that is the spicy fortune, which started at 160 but went down to below near 40. So this is the one that saw a drastic change but in a downward direction, downward trend it showed. So I will start on the contrary or on the other hand or moving further in the chart. Spicy fortune kept fluctuating in a downward direction to fall straight away at 40, which was half, or which was 80% low, something like that. Okay, I will compare it by saying in one line that though it started at 160, it kept on fluctuating and declining throughout the period to reach a minimum of 40, which was around $100 less than the starting point. Okay, so this is how you must compare. You must say the lowest one, how it kept on fluctuating in the downward direction to reach the minimum. And then I will go for the green one. Finally, Grand Fiesta, which started at 100, remained constant at 80 throughout the middle of the year. So I will just end it in that way. So after finishing the comparison, we have completed all the 4. Okay, so if you have more than 4 lines or if you have 2 charts, so this was one chart, we did BP1 we took 2, BP2 we took 2 and we completed. If you have 2 charts, what you can do is again either access this or according to the factors you can decide, because if you have 2 charts you need to compare and contrast. So what you can do is, maybe this is for 2010, and the other chart will be for 2012, but for the same thing, right, and the same period. So what we can do is we can start with 2000, and in 2010 the evening paradise was at 180, whereas in 2012 it saw a dip and went down to 100, something like that. So we will take the same factor for both the line charts and compare. That is called comparing and contrasting. Okay, take one factor and compare in both the charts. So if we are taking spicy fortune, then in both the charts you must write in single line in a complex way about spicy fortune. So in 2010 how it was, whereas in 2012 how it changed, or how it went up or it went down, something like that. So you must compare. It's better to avoid writing in body paragraph 1 about 2010 and in body paragraph 2 about 2012. It is correct, you will get marks, but if you want to get more than 7, if you want to show your comparative language, always compare in this way, that spicy fortune in 2010 was 40, whereas in 2012 it took plummeted even more and went to 10, something like that. So I hope you have understood how to do your line chart in a detailed way. If any query you have, any doubt you have, you can leave in the comment section. And to see how you should construct your paragraph, what phrases you can use, or what synonyms you can use, what words you can use for increase and decrease, do go in the essay template playlist, and in the line chart video, at the end of the video or at the beginning of the video, you will find all the vocabularies related to line chart. You can pause the video and look at the comparison that has been done, or whenever you are comparing two charts, just see that you take one factor and compare in both the charts. Hope this video was useful and you have a clear idea of how to write line chart. See you in the next video about pie or bar chart, and do subscribe and like and share the videos, and see you next time. Bye bye, take care.